SA03151811 Heavy. Cleared for takeoff runway 32.
Let's start setting up.
Okay. not sure what they are.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items in the overhead bin. If you have any trouble finding a location for your carry-on items, please let a flight attendant know and we will be happy to assist you. After you put your carry-on items in the overhead bin and it is full, make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Also, be sure that the aisle is clear and sit down so that way other passengers can get by you. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please review the exit seating responsibilities and the safety guard provided for you. Please make sure that you are able and willing to perform these actions. If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be seated. Feel free to use your cell phones during the rest of the boarding process, but we do ask that laptops, tablets, and any other larger electronic devices are stowed once you depart. Thank you, and welcome aboard. Someone wants a new seat, so we're just going to wait to see if you have any available, but we'll be ready shortly.
Monitor radar display.
Glide slope.
Go around. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead.
Wind shear.
Wind shear ahead.
Terrain. Pull up. Airspeed low. Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low, terrain. Too low, gear. Too low, flaps. Too low, terrain. Glide slow. Bank angle, bank angle.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. 2,500. 1,000. 500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear. Too low, terrain. Caution, terrain.
Beyond ATC.
DCAS system F, OK.
Hi, here's fuel slip. Thank you. Welcome. Have a nice flight. Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Okay, it's
We're
going to be
ready
a
to go
standard
when you
pushback
are.
and start off with. Taxi route will be as assigned by ATC. It will be a left seat takeoff, using D-rated thrust, planning a flaps 1 takeoff. Engine and wing anti-ice will be on. Standard reject actions to V1 and 3. From V1, or if the calls continue, I will continue the takeoff as per the standard company procedures. We are under our maximum landing weight, so we are okay to make an immediate return. The departure routing will be via the ATC assigned SID, complying with all published speeds and altitude restrictions. No noise abatement procedures required. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Departure brief complete. Pre-flight checklist.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Navigation transfer display switches. Normal auto. Windows heats on. Pressurization. Mode selector. Auto. Flight instruments.
Heading 189. Altimeter 1009.
Heading 189. Altimeter 1009. Parking brake.
Set.
Engine start lead.
Cut off.
Pre-flight checklist completed.
And departing runway 32. Transition level 100. Advise on initial contact you have information mic. Thiruvananthapuram Airport information mic. 0928 Zulu. Wind 270 at 5. Hatch. Temperature 32. Dew point 21. QNH 1009. Landing and departing runway 32. Transition level 100. Advise on initial contact you have information mic. Thiruvananthapuram Airport information mic. 0928 Zulu. Wind 270 at 5. Hatch. Temperature 32. Dew point 21. QNH 1009. Landing and departing runway 32. Transition level 100. Advise on initial contact you have information mic. Thiruvananthapuram Airport information mic. 0928 Zulu. Wind 270 at 5. Hatch. Temperature 32. Dew point 21. QNH 1009. Landing and departing runway.
Airbus 446, ready for airways to Davalem Airport.
Airbus 446, Thiruvananthapuram ground, expect runway 32. Climb 6,000 feet on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors TD321. Squawk 1461.
Expect runway 32. Climb 6,000 feet on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors TD321. Squawk 1461. Airbus 446.
Airbus 446, read back correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
Roger that, Airbus 446.
Four-star checklist.
Stand by. We've got a door light here.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
Please disconnect the GPU and air conditioning unit.
Roger. Disconnected the GPU and air.
Thank you.
No problem. Have a safe flight. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 2446. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 17
Cockpit
minutes.
to ground.
Now that the
Go ahead,
cabin
flight
door is
deck.
closed,
We will be
please
ready
make sure that
shortly.
all devices are in
Roger.
airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew secure doors
Airbus
for departure.
446, Gate 5, request pushback and engine start.
Airbus 446, Thiruvananthapuram ground, pushback approved. Face northeast.
Pushback approved, face northeast, Airbus 446.
4-star checklist.
The 4-star checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. MCP.
B2 100, heading 255, altitude, flight level 100.
Takeoff speeds.
B1 153, BR 155, B2 162.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trip.
Free and 0.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Anti-collision light on. The 4-star checklist completed.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back. You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
To the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
कृपया अपनी सीट पॉकेट में रखे सुरक्षा अनुदेश पत्र को निकालें और हमारी तरफ ध्यान दें। कुर्सी की पेटी इस तरह बांधी जाती है। कसने के लिए इस तरह फीते को खींचें और पेटी खोलने के लिए फ्लैप को उठाएं। उड़ान के दौरान कुर्सी की पेटी बांधे रखें। कैबिन में हवा का दबाव कम होने पर ऑक्सीजन मास्क आपकी कुर्सी के ऊपर लगे पैनल से अपने आप नीचे आ जाएंगे। आप अपनी कुर्सी पर बैठे रहें और ऑक्सीजन का प्रवाह शुरू करने के लिए ऐसे अपनी ओर खींचें और नाक और मुंह ढककर सांस लेते रहें। ऑक्सीजन मास्क पहनने से पहले अपना फेस मास्क जरूर उतार लें
Start
और
sequence
दूसरों
is
की सहायता
2,
करने
then
से
1.
पहले अपना मास्क सही तरीके से पहन लें। इस विमान में 8 आपातकालीन द्वार हैं, 2 सामने, 2 पीछे और 4 विंग्स के ऊपर। ध्यान रखें कि निकटतम द्वार आपके पीछे भी हो सकता है। आपात स्थिति में फर्श पर लगे एस्केप पाथ मार्किंग सिस्टम की सहायता से आप निकटतम द्वार तक पहुंच सकते हैं। एक सुरक्षा अनुदेश पत्र और इंफॉर्मेशन गाइड ट्रेन में भी उपलब्ध है। आपातकालीन स्थिति में अगर विमान को पानी पर उतरना पड़े तो सीट के नीचे रखी रक्षा जैकेट को पाउच से निकालें और इस तरह सर के ऊपर से पहन लें। अब स्ट्रैप को सामने से बगल में डालें और एडजस्ट करें। रक्षा जैकेट को फुलाने के लिए
All aircraft be advised information November now current QNH1009R.
ध्यान रखें कि द्वार के बाहर निकलने से बिल्कुल पहले आप रक्षा जैकेट में हवा भरें। यदि आप ओवरविंग द्वार से बाहर निकल रहे हैं तो रक्षा जैकेट में हवा बाहर निकलने के बाद ही भरें। विमान कर्मी दल की अनुमति के बिना रक्षा जैकेट को इस विमान से हटाना वर्जित है। सरकारी नियमों के अनुसार सभी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक उपकरणों का उपयोग फ्लाइट मोड में ही करें। बिना फ्लाइट मोड के उपकरणों को उड़ान के दौरान बंद रखें। इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मनोरंजन उपकरणों का इस्तेमाल टेक ऑफ के बाद कर सकते हैं। मदिरा पीना और सिगरेट ई सिगरेट का उपयोग गैर कानूनी है। इन नियमों का उल्लंघन एक दंडनीय अपराध है। सभी शौचालयों में स्मोक डिटेक्टर्स लगे हैं। सरकारी नियम अनुसार इस विमान में किसी
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
विकास या विमान प्रणालियों
Parking
का
brakes set.
अनुमति बिना
Roger.
अनजान
Okay, the tow bar is disconnected. Any equipment is clear. We will see you on the left side with the pin.
Thanks, and you can disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling the loose end. open by lifting the buckle. Keep your seatbelt fastened
Start
at
engine
all
2.
times. In
Starting
case of
engine
low
2.
cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop automatically from the panel above. Pull a mask down sharply to start the oxygen flow. Cover your nose and mouth.
Oil
Breathe
pressure.
normally. Wear your mask first before assisting others and remove your face mask beforehand. There are 8 emergency exits on this aircraft. 2 forward, 2 rear, and 2 over the wings on both sides. The nearest exit can also be behind you. The escape path marking system guides you to the nearest exit. Safety instructions and an information guide are available in braille. In the unlikely event of a water landing, take the life jacket from under your seat. Slip it over your head, secure the strap around your waist. Inflate by pulling the red tabs or blowing into the inflation tubes. Inflate the life jacket just before leaving the main exit doors. If evacuating through an overwing exit, inflate the life jacket after leaving. Tampering with or removing the life jacket without crew authorization is prohibited and punishable. Use electronic devices only in flight mode.
Starter cutout. Number 2 stable.
Start engine 1.
Starting engine 1. Oil pressure. Starter cutout. Number 1 stable. Engine and wing anti-ice coming on.
Airbus 446, ready to taxi to the active.
Airbus 446, runway 3 to taxi via Bravo. Hold short runway 32.
Ready to go.
Runway 32 taxi via Bravo. Hold short runway 32, Airbus 446.
Flaps 1. Flight controls check complete. Before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Generators on. Probe heat on. Anti-ice. Engine and wing anti-ice are on. Isolation valve. Auto. Engine start switches. Continuous. Recall.
Checked.
Checked. Auto brake. RTO. Engine start leaving.
Idle detent.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Clear. Before taxi checklist completed.
Clear left.
Clear right.
Airbus 446, cross runway 32 at Bravo. Continue taxi via Bravo, Papa 4 Papa, Papa 5.
Cross runway 32 at Bravo. Continue taxi via Bravo, Papa 4, Papa, Papa 5, Airbus 446.
Airbus 446, contact Thiruvananthapuram Tower 118.725.
Contact Tower 118.725. Airbus 446. Airbus 446, ready to go, runway 32.
Airbus 446, backtrack runway 32. Call when ready for departure.
Backtrack runway 32, call when ready, Airbus 446.
Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps.
Flaps 1 green light.
Stabilizer trim.
4.0 units.
Before takeoff checklist completed.
Before takeoff procedure.
Okay. Clear on the approach.
Takeoff.
Airbus 446, ready for departure, runway 32.
Airbus 446, Thiruvananthapuram Tower, wind 280 at 5, fly runway heading, runway 32 cleared for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, runway 32, cleared for takeoff, Airbus 446.
Thrust set.
Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
Checked.
V1 rotate.
Rotate.
V2.
Positive
Ready to
right.
climb.
Gear up.
Gear up. 400 feet.
Engage heading select.
Heading select.
Command A.
Autopilot on.
Airbus 446, contact Thiruvananthapuram departure 119.6.
Flaps up.
Speed checked.
Contact Tiruvananthapuram departure 119.6, Airbus 446.
After takeoff checklist.
Stand by. Flaps up set.
Tiruvananthapuram, Airbus 446, 1,500 feet.
Airbus 446, Tiruvananthapuram departure, good afternoon, identified, climb to flight level 170.
Climb to flight level 170, Airbus 446.
Airbus 446, clear direct DD321. Resume on navigation.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine leads on.
Cleared
flaps.
direct TD321. Resume own navigation, Airbus 446.
After takeoff checklist complete.
You have control.
I have control.
I have control.
You have control.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine leads on. Max. Auto. Landing gear. Up and off. Flaps. Up. No lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Flight level 100. Stand by.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please use your seatbelt
Transition set
fasten while you
altimeter
do not congregate in
1013.
galleys or in the
1013.
This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you'll be
Checked.
directed to a page to a small fee for internet access. We do offer complimentary in-flight communication to our partners. If you connect to the Wi-Fi, you'll be able to access our wide range of free live streaming and engaged newsletters. across the seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move about the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened in place in case of unexpected turbulence.
Airbus 446, contact Thiruvananthapuram, radar 125.95.
Center on 125.95, Airbus 446. Thiruvananthapuram radar, Airbus 446, through flight level 147 for flight level 170.
Airbus 446, Thiruvananthapuram radar, radar contact, climb to flight level 340.
Climb to flight level 340, Airbus 446.
Cruising altitude soon. Everything's looking good up here in the cockpit. Please let your cabin crew know if there's anything that we can do to make this flight a little better for you.
few moments, we'll be starting our in-flight service. We will be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look in your seat back for our list of complimentary and premium drinks. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. If you wish to make an additional purchase, please note that we only accept credit cards.
Airbus 446, contact Mangalore Control 127.55, bye-bye.
Center on 127.55, Airbus 446. Mangalore Control, Airbus 446, flight level 340.
Airbus 446, Mangalore Control, radar contact. I fly to 528, radar vectors, Ward May runway 09. Report ready for descent. Radar vectors, Wardmay runway 09er, ready for descent, I fly to 528. I fly to 528, Madurai Airport landing runway 09er. Alright, Madurai Airport landing runway 09er, I fly to 528. I fly to 528 QNH 1011, expect radar vectors for Wardmay runway 09er. QNH 1011, expect radar vectors for Wardmay runway 09er, I fly to 528. I fly to 528, descend to 3,200 feet, QNH 1011. Descend to 3,200 feet, QNH 1011, I fly to 528. I fly to 528. Contact Trivandrum radar 125.905. Contact Trivandrum radar 125.905. I fly to 528.
Airbus 446, request altitude change.
Airbus 446, Roger, say new altitude.
Request flight level 360, Airbus 446.
Airbus 446, Roger, climb to flight level 360.
Climb to flight level 360, Airbus 446.
Oman Air 254, contact Mumbai Control 132.7.
Contact Mumbai Control 132.7, Oman Air 254.
have control.
You have control.
Descent checklist.
Descent checklist. Pressurization. Landing altitude is 200 feet. Recall checked. Auto brake. Will max. Landing data.
VREF 150. No DH set.
VREF 150. No DH set. Approach briefing.
Are you ready for the approach brief?
Okay.
The arrival routing will be via the ATC assigned star, complying with all published speeds and altitude restrictions. For an ILS approach, planning a flaps 40 landing. Taxi route in will be as assigned by ATC. We'll be arriving at a gate. No APU required. We'll be using the GPU and air conditioning card after shutdown. Descent speeds and navigation radios are set. Airport NOTAMs have been released.
iFly 548 Zulu, Mangalore Control, expect radar vectors, ILS Yankee runway to 7.
Checklist. Pressurization. Landing altitude is 200
Expect radar vector, ILS Yankee runway 27, iFly 548 Zulu.
iFly 548 Zulu, radar vectors, ILS Yankee runway to 7. Report ready for descent.
Radar vectors, ILS Yankee runway 27, ready for descent, iFly 548 Zulu.
iFly 548 Zulu, Chhatrapati Shivaji landing runway to 7.
Chhatrapati Shivaji, landing runway to 7, iFly 548 Zulu.
iFly 548 Zulu, contact Mumbai approach 127.9er.
Contact Mumbai approach 127.9er, iFly 548 Zulu.
Express India 722, turn right, heading 125, vectors for the approach. Turn right, heading 125, Express India 722. Express India 722, contact Kannur approach 121.17. Contact Kannur approach 121.17, Express India 722.
VREF 150, no DH set.
VREF 150, no DH.
Descent checklist.
Descent checklist. Pressurization. Landing altitude is 200 feet. Recall checked. Auto brake. Will max. Landing data.
VREF 150, no DH set.
VREF 150, no DH set. Approach briefing.
Completed.
Descent checklist completed.
iFly 165, Mangalore Control, expect radar vectors, ILS Zulu runway to 4. Expect radar vectors, ILS Zulu runway to 4, iFly 165. iFly 165, radar vectors, ILS Zulu runway to 4. Report ready for descent. Radar vectors, ILS Zulu runway to 4, ready for descent, iFly 165. iFly 165, Mangalore landing runway to 4. Mangalore, landing runway to 4, iFly 165. iFly 165, contact Mangaluru approach 125.05. Contact Mangaluru approach 125.05, iFly 165.
Initial contact, you have information, go. The Bolin Airport information, go. 0958 Zulu. Wind to 90 at 7. Hatch. Temperature 31. Dew point 17. QNH1010. Landing and departing runway 26. Transition level 060. 5G notice in effect. Advise on initial contact, you have information, go. The Bolin Airport information, go. 0958 Zulu. Wind to 90 at 7. Hatch. Temperature 31. Dew point 17. QNH1010. Landing and departing runway 26. Transition level 060. 5G notice in effect. Advise on initial contact, you have information goal. Dublin Airport information goal. 09 of
Bangalore Control, Airbus 446, flight level 360.
iFly 1132. Contact Mumbai Control 132.7.
Contact Mumbai Control 132.7. iFly 1132.
Airbus 446, approaching our top of descent. Ready for lower.
Airbus 446. Dublin Airport landing runway 26.
Alright, Dublin Airport landing runway 26, Airbus 446.
Airbus 446. Descend to flight level 290.
Descend to flight level 290, Airbus 446.
customs at our destination, flight attendants will begin handing out forms momentarily. Please review and complete these forms and keep them with you for presentation upon arrival.
Mangalore Control, UPS 16 Heavy. Good afternoon. Flight level 369er.
UPS 16 Heavy. Mangalore Control, identified. UPS 16 Heavy. Mangalore Control, expect Suseek 7 Echo, runway 09 left.
Expect Sussex 7 Echo, runway 09er left. UPS 16 Heavy.
UPS 16 Heavy. Descend to flight level 140.
Descend to flight level 140, UPS 16 Heavy.
Airbus 446, descend to flight level 210.
Descend to flight level 210, Airbus 446.
Oman Air 224, contact Mumbai Control 132.7.
Contact Mumbai Control 132.7, Oman Air 224. Mangalore Control, I fly 5109, good afternoon, flight level 370.
I fly 5109, Mangalore Control, identified.
Approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Alternatives.
1013 set.
1013 set. Approach checklist complete.
Airbus 446, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1010.
Descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1010, Airbus 446.
turn right, heading 005, vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 005, Airbus 446.
Airbus 446, contact Dabolim approach 125.0.
Contact Dabolim approach 125.0, Airbus 446. Dabolim, Airbus 446, flight level 178 with information hotel.
Airbus 446 Dabolim approach, good afternoon. QNH 1010 expect radar vectors for ILS runway 26.
QNH 1010 expect radar vectors for ILS runway 26, Airbus 446.
Airbus 446, descend to 4,000 feet.
Descend to 4,000 feet, Airbus 446.
Airbus 446, turn right, heading 035.
Turn right, heading 035, Airbus 446.
Airbus 446, turn right, heading 035, descend to 3,000 feet.
Turn right, heading 035, descend to 3,000 feet, Airbus 446.
Airbus 446, turn left, heading 010.
Turn left, heading 010, Airbus 446.
Airbus 446, descend to 2,700 feet.
Descend to 2,700 feet, Airbus 446.
established on the final approach course, cleared ILS runway 26.
Turn left, heading 265, 2,700 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 26, Airbus 446.
Dabolim, Express India 769, good afternoon. Flight level to 31, we have hotel on board.
Express India 769 Dabolim approach, good afternoon. QNH1010 expect radar vectors for ILS runway 26.
QNH1010 expect radar vectors for ILS runway 26, Express India 769.
Express India 769, descend to 6,000 feet, QNH1010.
Descend to 6,000 feet, QNH1010, Express India 769.
Sign is now on. We have begun our final descent into your destination. Flight attendants will be passengers in cabin to select any track one final time. Please ensure three tables are stowed and are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat cavity. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Flaps 15.
Check speed.
Gear down. Flaps 15.
Gear down. Speed checked. Speed brake up. Flaps 15 set.
Flaps 30.
Speed checked.
Flaps 40.
Check speed. Flaps 30 set.
Flaps 40.
Speed checked. Flaps 40 set.
Landing checklist.
Landing checklist. Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
Flaps 40. Green light.
Landing checklist completed.
Express India 769, descend to 4,600 feet.
Descend to 4,600 feet. Express India 769.
Airbus 446, established on final approach.
Airbus 446, affirmative. Airbus 446, contact the Bonin Tower 118.1, bye-bye.
Contact Tower 118.1, Airbus 446. Dablin Tower, Airbus 446, ILS runway 26.
Airbus 446, the Bonin Tower, wind 320 at 7, runway 26 cleared to land.
Runway 26 cleared to land. Airbus 446.
Cleared.
Radio
2500.
altimeter on. Cabin crew, take your seats.
All aircraft be advised information India now current QNH 1010.
Continue.
One
1,000 feet. Stable.
Landing.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Go around, flaps 15.
Flaps 15.
Sync rate. Pull up. Pull up. Sync rate.
Positive brakes. 400 feet.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Engage LNAV.
LNAV.
Set flaps up speed.
Set.
Command A.
Dabolim Tower, Express India 769, IL is runway 26.
1000 to level.
Express India 769, Dabolim Tower, wind 340 at 9, runway 26 cleared to land.
Runway 26 cleared to land, Express India 769.
Airbus 446 on the go.
Airbus 446, go around. Fly runway centerline, maintain 2,700 feet.
Going round. Fly runway centerline. Maintain 2,700 feet. Airbus 446.
Airbus 446, contact Dabolim approach 125.0.
Contact Dabolim approach 125.0, Airbus 446. Talk to you in a minute.
After
Dabolim,
takeoff checklist.
Airbus 446, 2,300 feet.
Auto, landing gear, up and off, flaps, up, no lights. After takeoff
Airbus
checklist
446, welcome back. Continue.
Continue Airbus 446.
Airbus 446, turn left, heading 160.
Turn left, heading 160, Airbus 446.
Airbus 446, turn left, heading 085. Expect further clearance in about 4 miles.
Turn left, heading 085, Airbus 446.
Dabolim, iFly 614, good afternoon, flight level to 10, we have India. iFly 614 Dabolim approach, QNH 1010 expect radar vectors for ILS runway 26. QNH 1010 expect radar vectors for ILS runway 26, iFly 614. iFly 614, descend to 6,000 feet, QNH 1010. Descend to 6,000 feet, QNH 1010, iFly 614. Airbus 446, turn left, heading 025.
Turn left, heading 025, Airbus 446.
vehicles.
1010 set.
1010 set. Approach checklist complete.
Airbus 446, turn left, heading 005.
Turn left, heading 005, Airbus 446.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1 set.
Flaps 5.
Speed checked. Flaps 5 set.
Gear down. Flaps 15.
Check speed.
Gear down. Flaps 15.
Gear down. Speed checked. Flaps 15 set.
Flaps 30.
Speed checked.
Airspeed low.
Airbus 446, 9 miles from Idab 9, turn left, heading to 85, maintain 2,700 feet until established, clear ILS runway 26.
Turn left,
Flaps 4.
heading 285, 2,700 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 26, Airbus 446.
Flaps 14 set.
Landing checklist.
Landing checklist. Engine stall switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Not armed.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
Flaps 40. Green light.
Landing checklist completed.
I fly 614, descend to 4,600 feet. Descend to 4,600 feet. I fly 614. Airbus 446. Contact Dabonim Tower 118.1.
Continue.
Contact Tower
2500.
118.1, Airbus 446. Have a good afternoon. Dablin Tower, Airbus 446, ILS runway 26.
Airbus 446, Dabolim Tower, wind 340 at Naina, runway 26 cleared to land.
Runway 26 cleared to land. Airbus 446.
Stable.
Landing.
Dabolim Tower, iFly 614, ILS runway 26.
500.
iFly 614, Dabolim Tower, continue.
Wilco, iFly 614.
Approaching minimums. 400. Minimums.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Sync rate.
10.
Speed brake not up.
We're down. That was close.
Knots.
Checked.
Airbus 446, exit right next available taxiway.
Exit right next available taxiway. Airbus
Ladies
446.
and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 5:06 p.m. and it's currently about 29 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bin as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us. If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure a smooth continuation of your journey. We apologize for the delay. Please coordinate with airline staff as necessary regarding connecting flights or vouchers.
fly 614, wind 340 at 9, runway to 6 cleared to land.
Runway to 6 cleared to land. I fly 614.
Airbus 446, contact ground 121.95.
Ground 121.95, Airbus 446. Have a good afternoon.
Starting the APU.
Airbus 446, request taxi to company gate.
Airbus 446, gate 2, taxi at pilot's discretion.
Gate 2 taxi at my discretion, Airbus 446.
APU on the buses.
I fly 614, gate 1 taxi via Alpha. Hold short runway to 6.
Gate 1 via Alpha. Hold short runway to 6. I fly 614.
Lights and doors.
Check. APU on the bus.
I fly 614, cross runway to 6. Continue taxi via Alpha. Hold short runway to 6.
Cross runway to 6. Continue taxi via Alpha. Hold short runway to 6. I fly 614.
Shutdown checklist.
Stand by.
Up.
Parking brake.
Set.
Engine start leave.
Cut off.
Double check that please. Weather radar. On. Hold. Shutdown checklist complete.
Shutdown checklist.
Stand by.
Shutdown checklist.
Stand by.
Shutdown checklist.
Shutdown checklist. Fuel panel off. Probe heat off. Hydronic panel set. Flat.
Up.
Parking brake.
Set.
Engine start lever.
Cut off.
Weather radar.
Off.
Off. Shutdown checklist complete.
Secure the aircraft, please. Secure checklist, please.
Secure checklist. IRS off. Emergency exit light off. Window heat off. Tags off. Secure checklist complete.
Request ATC